Welcome, everyone. This is Marie Waite, and I'm here at our exciting Zoom talk. And this time, we are going to be talking to David Schmidt, who is a commercial real estate broker in San Diego. David, how are you doing?
I'm good, Marie. Thank you very much for asking.
Good, good. I am so glad that we are in this call. I am actually curious on what's going on with the commercial real estate. But before we talk about that, I just wanted to know how you're doing right now with the situation we're having.
Fine, thank you. Quarantined since March 9th, but still able to function through technology today, thank goodness, and help clients in this crisis situation.
Okay. And are you adapting well? I mean, is that working with some of the things that you've done? Because I know you have a group in University Club and you bring people together. So are you able to adapt well with the technology?
We're now Zooming our meetings on Tuesday, and it has seemed to work very well for everybody. There's a good passing of knowledge around that has gone on, and that has helped me and my clients.
Okay, great. And how long have you been in the commercial real estate?
I actually helped pioneer the industry that I'm in, which is tenant representation, 36 years ago in Dallas, Texas. And
Wow.
have been on the tenant business owner side of the equation for all those years. We have done over 3,000 transactions, leases and sales, and successfully have done that. And now look at the time we're in as very critical, in a time that I feel business owners across America need to evaluate their leases, as they have spent the past 45 days trying to get SBA loans for their PPP programs and their employees and be able to pay rent. One of the things that I think the outcome of this virus has led us to is more use of social media. This kind of conversation that we have going on today, and the realization that business owners may not need all the square footage that they have, and may want to redirect that situation. We're seeing a tremendous amount of sublease space at the market. The amount has almost tripled in a month here in San Diego alone. This is part of companies' reactions to either complete downsizing, shutdown, or whatever that situation may be. So it's tough for tenants, it's tough for business owners, it's tough for the landlords because they have obligations they need to meet. But we see today that restructuring of current leases, whether there's a year, 2, 3 years left on the lease, is going to be an important part of my job going forward. As soon as businesses come back, they're going to realize that, and rent, as most small business owners know, is the biggest expense after payroll. And they need to treat this with some sort of business acumen, which has not really been prevalent or needed to be in the past. We're now in new normal.
Yeah, but you've seen this in the past for many years that you've been in the industry, that you've experienced this kind of situation where what would be the recovery process?
I have actually seen real estate meltdown in 97, in 2000, 2008, and I'm sorry, 1987, 1997, 2000, and 2008. And it has always recovered, but it has never affected both the business owner and the landlord as I see it affecting both sides today. It's a financial nightmare that nobody could have ever predicted. And we have to try to work with each other in a reasonable manner to get through this process.
Okay. So what do you foresee happening when we're in this situation right now? What do you see happening negatively?
Well, negatively, I guess it depends on which side of the equation you're on, but on the business owner side, the negative is for them to have high rent expense and low monthly income coming in. And there has to be an adjustment there. And it's going to take them some time to ramp their business up and get back to where we all wanted to be when we started in 2020. It was a very healthy economic year for a lot of people, and it's just it's just turned downward since I guess the beginning of February.
Okay. So what did it? What was the? What's the percent of affecting the rent income?
I'm thinking that many businesses are going to require probably a 20 to 30% reduction in space, and that would equate to the same reduction in in rental expense.
Okay. Do you have any recommendation how they can be creative with this kind of problem that they're dealing with?
I think, yes, I have two solutions. Number one is they need to communicate with their landlord or their management company at this time, especially those businesses that are shut down. A lot of businesses have been shut down. Majority of the businesses have been shut down. So there's no income coming in. They need to ask their landlords to give them some rental abatement relief for May, coming up tomorrow, and June, and maybe even July. We don't know what the next 3 months are going to bring. So that's my recommendation. Talk to your landlords, talk to your management company, try to be reasonable with them in getting an abatement, and not have those 1 month, 2 month, or 3 months move down the road, that all of a sudden in September of this year, you have to pay 4 times your normal rent. They have to be abated, waived, disappear. The next suggestion is that once they get back into business and once they understand what their real needs are, and that's a service my company provides, we can consult with business owners to try to determine what their real needs are. We have been a lease reconstruction specialist for years. We've done numerous amount of subleasing. We've done a lot of restructuring of leases to extend leases for tenants, but yet reduce their space requirements. So that's the direction that we are advising our clients. In fact, I wrote an article yesterday on how I see the new, the new order of things. And that's exactly it. Once they get back in business and they realize they may not need a 20 by 20 conference room that runs them, $1,000 a month or $800 a month, and they start to realize what their right sizing really is, then we can take them through that process and then negotiate on their behalf with their landlords. We work on that front. We are working as a fiduciary for the business owner, and we will take a percentage of the savings. They don't have to pay us 1 penny if we can't deliver a reduction in their rent. And we know we can, not in all cases, but I think in most cases, because this is what we know, this is what we do. I have been a landlord in San Diego. I've been a landlord in Texas. I understand the landlord mentality. I know how to work with landlords. I know how to negotiate for my client, who is the business owner, the tenant, negotiate their best interest.
Okay.
The-
What I'm thinking while you were talking is that people are at home because they're afraid and of getting sick. Now, after the lockdown, and I'm sure people are still afraid to go back, okay, to go back to the office and to be around so many people. Um, for the owners, are they going to maybe start thinking about changing the layout of the office to where people can still feel comfortable going to the office and feel that they are secured? Because I've been going to different institutions like the bank institution. They now have, this glass in front of people. I mean, they've always had that, but they've added more. And even like the post office, they have all that plastic cover in front of the people while talking to the person on the other side of the table. So is that something that they could probably consider, putting all those safety protection for the employees so they can feel comfortable going back to the office, environment, to where, they feel like, okay, they can still work with people, but at least feel safe at the same time?
Marie, that is an excellent question, and I think has to be on the top of any responsible business owner's mind. And I will tell you that there are some buildings that have already taken precautions. They have upped their janitorial specifications. They are cleaning floors consistently. They're cleaning suites consistently and professionally, but some landlords aren't, and some landlords won't.
Mm-hmm.
So the concern is that I would have as a business owner is, how can I get from the building I'm currently leasing space in that is not going to maintain, I don't believe, that kind of level of comfort, give me as a business owner that level of comfort, to what I would call a Class A building. So what I see happening now is that there will be a movement from Class B buildings to Class A, because Class A will offer that. They're doing it right now.
Okay.
There are buildings in Mission Valley and UTC in downtown where the landlords have put full-time staff. Instead of coming in at night, they are there 8 hours a day, cleaning restrooms, cleaning offices. Some of the major tenants in this city have already instituted their own janitorial service. They brought their own cleaning people in to clean while their people are there to protect them. Yeah, you're right. After they say go, you can go to work now, it's fine. You still need to be concerned as to who has been in your building during this lockdown period. What is the quality of janitorial service being given, and what has been done to do cleaning? It's not gonna do for somebody to run around with a can of Lysol spray and
Well, there's a couple of things that I'm concerned as me being a business owner too. One is, how do you get people to go into the elevator without being, again, it's just the structure of the building. And then the second thing is the air within the office environment. I mean, it circles around. So how do you? I mean, because of course, I mean, those are the things that would come into my mind. I mean, if I have to go to an office environment, those are the two things that I'm thinking. Well, how do I avoid people, or how do I make sure that I'm safe? I mean, I have to go into the elevator. I gotta go stay in a, secluded room where the air is, intact. So how do you address those?
I think that, and we're working very closely with some really smart attorneys real estate attorneys here in San Diego. So we have that ability to offer that service to our clients to say, you know, fee-based, of course, but to say that we're on, this takes us into a whole new realm of what's going to be legal in the real estate industry. You know, if you as a business owner are uncomfortable and feel threatened in the building you're in, and you are concerned about your employees' safety, then perhaps that becomes a legal point to break a lease and move that tenant, which is our specialty, into a building that has taken this a lot more seriously and should take it seriously. So where they would feel protected, they would feel protected in the elevator as well as in their own suites, as well as using the public restrooms in a building because it's properly maintained. Some buildings will do that, and other buildings, I am sure, will not. You know, it's going to be business as usual for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I just can see, I mean, some of those things that are going to be concerns still, even after they open the businesses. And with you being the real estate, commercial real estate expert, I'm sure that you have a lot more information to share. I wanted to ask you, if people are interested in getting more information from you, how can they get hold of you?
I'm happy to do free consultations with anybody that calls as a result of this. My passion has been to help people. So this fits very nicely into what my mantra has been for a long, long time. At least I can put them on the right track and not just, not just say, well, you know, send me $100 and I'll talk to you for an hour kind of thing. That's not me. It never has been. So we're happy to talk to people. My number is 619-218-5907. My website is schmidthappens.com, so you can look me up. I'm happy to take texts, emails, or phone calls.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, David. I think, you know, what you've shared today is really good for people. And for all of you out there, please do share this video. I think it's really important information for so many people out there. And then make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube account. We're going to have more good information for you. And David, again, thank you so much for your time. I hope we can schedule another call and talk about a different topic. That would be awesome.
Great. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Stay
all
well.
right. Have an amazing day, and I'll be talking to you soon. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.